our fourth conversation. So, okay, uh, so Tashidel Tsingla, which is greetings to you, Tsingla. So I have written greetings here. Actually, we already did a class in which I gave you my take on this particular phrase, that is Tashidilek. Some may say good luck, but it's more than good luck. So we already discussed it. It's more like auspiciousness and prosperity and health wishing upon someone. So we already went through that take. So instead of writing this that thing again, like the actual take, my take on this particular phrase, I've just written greetings. There's an S, so greetings to you, Tsingla. So we say greetings. So we're greeting someone. And Tsingla. So we know that la is a particle of honorific. So what it does is that whenever you add this particular particle, that is luck, with any name, whatsoever, be it a name of so normally the thing is that it's always used with people, but there are some instances where people also like to use it with the name of animal, but that's their own that's their own choice. But in any case, normally it's used with people. Whenever you use la with people's name, it becomes honorific. So a way to show your respect to someone. So it says greetings to you, saying la. And then the second person says tashitile tashila. So greetings to you too, tashila. And tewa detra cheta jina. So since we had to make a scenario, so there are certain sentences which comes here, which may not be a direct part of the script, but it somewhat acts as an element which leads us towards the using of the actual things that we're going to learn today. So, which means, why are you in such a hurry? So, if it was said in a more colloquial way, it would be telakaritu. So that means, what is the hurry? But here we have tried to incorporate different particles, grammatical particles, to make it seem more written. So it is why are you in such a hurry? So here we see that so normally you might have you may have heard of either kare or kang. So this particular particle G is also one of those, which is an inquiry. So kainam, Jinam. So we can say di kainam, or we can say di Jinam. So it's a question. So chewa tendra chekote Jinam. Why are you in such a hurry? Taring sanyima inse lekung kongse maretam. So in the more spoken language or the colloquial system, you'll hear something like taring sanyima indu lekung yo marewa, or lekung kongse marewa. You'll hear marewe or wa. And this is more like into the spoken language, the field of the spoken language, rather than the field of the written language. Because in written language, the thing is that we always use this particle. It's the particle that indicates when it comes at the end of a inquiry. It indicates that the very sentence is a question. So whenever it comes after a sentence, at the end of a sentence, it indicates that the very particular sentence is a question or inquiry. So therefore, in the more written language, we will say taring sanimama yinse. Or in other cases, we can also say taring sanima hintu. That is also correct. We can say yinse or hintu. Let me just write it down. So I need to change it to let's go here and so so let me just go here and into. So if you check your check in the chat, you'll see that we can either use inse or we can either use into. So these both are same. It means yinbe tu means at the time when it is. So at the time when it is holiday, or at the time when it is holiday. So hinse or hintu. You will also hear people actually using yes, in some cases definitely it can be used as thus. So yes, also as thus it will. So it's like thus, or sometimes it is used as when it is like this, or at the time when it is like this. So tse and tu can be used as at the time when it is like this, or thus. Some in case of here, it is more like thus. So so it says, or sometimes it's also used as since. Since is also another usage of this particular thing, tse. So so it says today is Sunday, thus it is a holiday. So it can be also understood as, since today is Sunday, isn't it a holiday? So that's more correct way to say it. So instead of saying thus it is a holiday, where it can be an inquiry saying like, oh, since today is a holiday. I don't know why this is not working. So since today is Sunday, isn't it holiday? So this is the more appropriate translation for this particular sentence. So the person is asking, since today is holiday, isn't it? Sorry, since today is Sunday, isn't it holiday? So here, even though we see the usage of the word le kung, le means work, kung means place of work. So an office or any place where you're working. Kungsing is holiday, so, or break. Actually, kungsing is more like a break or interval between something. So since today is Sunday, isn't it holiday? So the second person is telling, why are you in such a hurry? Today is Sunday. Since today is Sunday, isn't it a holiday? So the first person, la kungse re te taring shopa chiwu mato ni se ma sonwe shocha tung droi yu. So the second person says la. So la is more of a honorific. It's like responding to someone, but in a more respectful way. So normally we can, when someone asks us something, we can say ah. Ah is also like a response for someone acknowledging their question and then saying ah. So it's like a way to respond to someone's question, or when someone is speaking to you. So you can say ah, or you can say la. So la is more respectful. So it's a more respectful way of saying it. La kungse re te tarin shopa chu mato ni se masonwe. So yes, it is holiday, but te is used here as a conjunction, but, because we see that the I'm not going to go too much into the detail. If you would like to know the detail, then please join us on Wednesdays. But let me tell you a little bit about this, because otherwise it'll be like you'll have to memorize that te is but then in certain cases you'll see that te is not but, and then you'll think like, oh, it was a conjunction here, it's not a conjunction here, or it's a conjunction but here, but it's a conjunction and here, or it's a different conjunction in that case, or it's another particle altogether in other cases. So you'll think, but why? Isn't it supposed to be this? And then in those cases, you'll have so many questions. So just to make it easier in those cases. So here in this particular case, te is but. It's a conjunction, because we see that in the part that is, there is two parts to the sentence, which means it's a holiday. So the thing is that the person is trying to give a reason of why he's in a hurry. So we understand that the person is in a hurry. So the fact that today is a holiday and the person is in a hurry doesn't go hand in hand, meaning it's quite contradicting to each other. Because normally when it's holiday, people tend to relax and take time and do things on their own pace. But here we see that it's holiday, and the person, the very sentence that comes up after this te is a reason for why the person was in a hurry. So therefore, the fact that it's a holiday and the person is in a hurry is contradicting to each other. Therefore, in this very particular sentence, te becomes but. But is it always a conjunction but? No, it can be different particle. So it might not even be a conjunction in some cases. So therefore, here te is but. So la consider te. Yes, it is a holiday, but, so this works as a but. Tarin shopa chiu mato ni se mason we shocha tongto doi. So this particular scenario, even though you may or may it would be good if you could memorize it, but the thing is that there are only one of these scenarios, you see. So the thing is that if someone finds you in a hurry, then you can use this same structure, but then after that there could be different reasons. It might not be always that you're late or you woke up late and now you have to get breakfast. Sometimes it could be for different reasons. So this thing, that's te, it can also sometimes be used for deriving reasonings. Sometimes it's to derive two contradicting cases together. Sometimes it's used to derive reasoning for the first case. So it's like committing to a reasoning. So commitment to a reasoning. Sometimes it's just a conjunction like but, where the former and the later part of the sentence are contradictory to each other. So therefore, you may learn and memorize this, which is also good. And you will be able to use this in certain scenario if the same scenario ever occurs. So, la consider te tarin shopa chiu mato ni se ma son we shoucha tong tu zhui yu. So tong po ta sham chu tong tong. This is a future tense. Po ta sham chu tong is the future tense of drinking. So this is something that I've heard many times. People were asking, oh, don't we eat something during breakfast? So why is it written as drink and not eat? And it's more like a traditional thing. So in Tibet, people, what they do is they wake up early, and then what they have to do is they have to go early to work. So work, when I say work, not particularly in an office, mostly the young boys with their parents, they were like young boys with their friends and everyone would go grazing the sheeps on the mountain, and they would be so they would be in a hurry to go on the mountain to get so to get a better place for rearing their sheep. So in those cases, what happens is that they have to wake up early, and because they have to wake up early, normally what they do is they take the tea, which is already prepared. They take few spoonfuls of barley flour, they mix it in the tea, and then they would drink it like a porridge. So therefore, breakfast was normally that, so it's called tung. So you see why it's tung. Therefore, and most of the places where people have like animals to for their sustenance in Tibet, they usually do that. So therefore, it's called shouja tung and not shouja sa, because normally they would drink a sort of porridge. So therefore, that's a reason why we use tung. And here, this pota tung, it's the future tense of tung. So tung is the past tense. Here you see tung, it's to drink, but it's past tense. And tung is to drink, but in future tense. So in Tibetan, the different tenses or different verb of different tenses, they have completely different spelling. They have completely different spellings. So therefore, but in some cases they may have same sentence, same spelling for each and every one. And there is a rule that dictates how to write that spelling, but that comes in another text. So therefore, in any case, this is the future tense. So 手叫动图主义语, which means I am going to get breakfast, meaning the person hasn't had breakfast. They are going to get breakfast now. So la considerate tarin shoba chiu mato ni se mason ve shocha tongtu zhuyi. Yes, it is holiday, but due to not being able to wake up, due to not being able to, so it's not late, it's early. So, or due to waking up late, or due to not being able to wake up early in the morning, I'm going to get breakfast. So the person wasn't able to wake up early, or the person woke up late, and therefore they're going to get breakfast. Kansanipa, second person, lasso. Teina ngayang chala toyin. Oh, if that is the case, then I'll be joining too. So here we see that the person says, I haven't had my breakfast, meaning it's in the past tense. So tung is the past tense of tung. Tung is the future tense. Tung is the past tense. So 인다이 char. Char means together. Pep is the honorific of come. Pepsho, or to go. Kanto pepki. So to come or to go is pep. And lexo. Lexo means perfect. It means good. Like when something someone says and you agree with them, you say, oh, perfect. So lexo. So some of you may have seen the usage of this. Some of you may not have seen the usage of this. So this particular phrase means perfect, meaning, oh, wonderful. I agree with what you said. So this is a scenario where you see that the person, the first person was in a hurry, and the second person asked him why he was in a hurry, despite of it being a holiday. And the first person said that he woke up late and therefore he's going to get breakfast. And then the second person says he'll also tag along. So you see that in this particular scenario, it's the case, it's that case, it's this particular case, but it may not be the case every time. So eventually you'll have to learn how to say exactly what you want to say for a certain scenario. This scenario was created with the intention of using the week and the meal of a day. So this was the intention of this particular script. The reasoning why something happened was not the actual reason, or the reason for creating the specific scenario was not the intention of the script. The intent of the script, or the intention of the script, was to provide the usage of the day of a week and the meals of a day. Okay, so days of week. So sakor nanki sa namki mean sakor, which means week. Sa means particular day. So the word sa, very interesting. The word sa comes from it comes from the word Tibetan word planet. So planet are known as sa. For example, we have the Earth. It's a planet, so sa. Similarly, we have different planet. For example, we have each, when we say when we have each of these different, so here we have Tawa, which is not a planet, but still we have used it as one of the day, Tawa. So let us go with each of this. Sa Dawa. Sa Dawa, it's Monday, and Dawa means moon. So Sa Dawa, Monday. Sa Mingma. So Sa, which is the name of the, so it's like the day. Migmar, which is the Venus. Sa Migmar. And then we have Sal Hakpa. Sal Hakpa is the day, and Hakpa is the Mercury. Sapurbu, it's the Sa, which is the day. Purbu is the it's Thursday, but the very Purbu is the Jupiter. And then we have Pasang, Mingmar is the Mars, and Pasang is the Venus. So when we talk about the planets, so not going to go too much into that, because Friday, so it's the Friday, Sapasang, and Sapemba, which is the Saturday, or the actual planet is the Saturn, and Sanyima. We will actually have another class on this altogether about different planets. Sanyima, which is Sunday. Nima is sun. So and Dunta. So we see that in one usage we say Sakor. Sa is the planet or the days of the week. Kor means the cycle. So it's like a cycle in which you have each of these 7 days going round and round. So it's a cycle of these days. And then we have Dun Tak, which also means week. But here Dun is the number 7, and Tak means an entire group, or a group. A group of 7 is Dun Tak. So since there are 7 days, it's called Dun Tak. So therefore, both of them mean week, but in one case, it means the cycle of these 7 days. In other case, it means a group of 7. So a week is a group of 7 days. Dun Tak. A week is a time period in which all the 7 days pass in a cycle. Therefore, it's Sakor. So you can say Sakor, or you can say Dun Tak. And then each day is called Sadawa, Monday, Samigmar. Tuesday. Salhapa, Wednesday. Sapurbu, Thursday. Sapasang, Friday. Sapempa, or you can emphasize on the sound of na and it becomes penpa. Sapenpa, Saturday. Sanyima, Sunday. And Duntra, week. So this is the 7 days of a week. Satawa, Samikmar, Salhapa, Sapurbu, Sapasang, Sapenpa, Sanyima. Duntra, Sakor. And then the second one is Ninkyong Jiki Setusum. Ninkyong means Nin means day, Kyong means entire. So Ninkyong means entire day. Setu means time of eating. Sum means 3. So 3 meals of a day. So the first one is Shokse, which is the breakfast. Shok means morning. Se means food. Or you can also say Shokcha. Shokcha, Shokse. Shokse is a more modern take on the word breakfast by in our language. Kung se, lunch. Kung, which comes from Nin Kung, which means noon. So Nin de Kung means the exact middle. So Kung means the center or the middle. So the middle of a day is the noon, 12 o'clock exactly. So Nin Kung or Kung se, the food you eat exactly at or at noon. So lunch. Though it may not be always exactly during the 12 p.m., but it's the food you eat during your daytime. Gong se, gong means night, se means food, so it's dinner. And all the snacks, like everything that is neither 3 of these. So it's tumin se. Tumin means without the exact time, and se means food. The food you eat at any uncertain time. So it's not something that is dedicated for eating. So every snack is considered as a food that is considered to be something that is not dedicated for as a food for a day. So it's something that you eat which is unnecessary, so which is not needed. Therefore, there is no dedicated time to have that food. So therefore, to me, say. So therefore, you see that in certain tradition, we have people who have so many different times of a day where they're having food, and in Tibetan we have only three times, and that's for the people who don't have any vows regarding eating, not eating after the noon or something. But for them, that normally they just have two meals a day. But for other people, there are 3 meals a day, which is the first thing in the morning, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that's it. So therefore, these are the different meals of a day, and then these are the 7 days of a week. And it would be nice if you could memorize these. We have already given out some of the words to learn, and it would be nice to have like a small quiz on these. I think that would be good. So please do memorize them and try to revisit all of the words that we have already introduced. So yes, so if anyone has questions regarding today's lesson, please ask away. Today's lesson was shorter in comparison to normal, like previous lessons. So if anyone has questions regarding today's lesson, please ask away. Okay, so Pepa is the honorific to come. So it's used for people to whom we want to associate respect with, normally with everyone, but Pepa Yongwa, to come, right? And then Lepa, which means to. All of these mean to come. Pep is the honorific, so we see that that's the difference between Lepa, Yongwa, and Pepa. But Yong and Lep are different. One is the verb, which is so Yongwa. Yongwa is more like saying like it is coming, but it is something that is not a verb of the subject. So it's not the verb of the subject, whereas lepa is the verb of the subject. So in Tibetan, we differentiate verb or action word as verb of subject or verb of object. So yongwa is verb of the object,